all four of these. Now we're going to determine which of these graphs is better for different data. So I'm going to give you a set of data, and we're going to decide which graph would represent that data better. Okay? We'll have 4 different sets of data, 4 different graphs, so 1 for each problem. All right, I need 1 volunteer. All right, Guy, if you'll read about histograms, the first
Histograms
one.
are used to summarize large data sets graphically and compare measurements to specifications.
All right, so when do we use histograms? When there's a lot of data, like large amounts spread out from like 400 to 1,000. Like those numbers are really spread out. That's when we use a histogram. Okay? Austin, if you'll read line graphs for me.
Line graphs are used to display data or information that changes continuously over time. Line graphs allow us to see overall trends such as an increase and decrease in data over time.
All right, so what do we look for with line graphs?
Increase or decrease in data.
One specific word. Time. That's what we're looking for. So if it says like days, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's over time, right? Or years as it increases over time, that's when we want to use line graphs. Okay? Diego, if you'll read bar graphs for me.
Are used to compare facts. The bar provides a visual display for comparing quantities in different categories of data. Bar graphs help us to see relationships quickly.
All right, so bar graphs we can really use with any set of data, right? Okay. And then, Haley, if you'll read circle graphs for me.
Circle graphs are used to compare the parts of the whole. Circle graphs are best used for displaying data when there are numerous than 5 or 6.
All right, so circle graphs, we're looking for small groups, like groups of 4 or 5, not more than 6, and it's parts of a whole. So if we're trying to compare parts of something, then we'll use a pie graph. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to read each one first, each set of data, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're not going to decide until after we read all of them. Again, one of these is going to be used for each problem. We're not going to do one of them twice. All right, the first one is talking about sneakers sold by brand, and it gives you 5 brands and the number sold of each one. Okay, so just be thinking about, don't say it out loud, what do you think we should use? Histogram, line graph, bar graph, circle graph. Don't say it out loud. Alright, flip it. The next one's dealing with humidity over a certain amount of days, 7 days. Okay, so think about what we'd use for this one to yourself. Again, this is humidity across 7 days. The third set of data is dealing with the Earth's atmosphere, different parts of the Earth's atmosphere. So we have nitrogen, oxygen, and other. And then the last one's dealing with surface area for different continents. All right, let's go ahead and identify number 4. Raise your hand if you think histogram, bar graph, circle graph, line graph. All right, why do we think histogram?
Because it's dealing with a lot of data.
Yes, large numbers of data spread out, right? So write histogram. That's the one we're going to be doing here. So we have 3 more left. Line graph, bar graph, circle graph. What do you think for number 3? Y'all can just say it out loud.
Line.
Got circle graph, pie graph, line graph. Anything else? All right. Do we see any time? Okay, so we know it's not going to be a line graph, right? Line graph's going to be over time. So it's either bar graph or circle graph. What makes you think circle graph? Okay. All right, that's a good point, and it also shows the composition of the Earth's atmosphere. And if you turn back right here, it says circle graphs are used to compare parts of a whole. And aren't these all parts of the Earth's atmosphere? Mm-hmm. Yes. So we're going to use circle graph here. So now we either have bar or line. What do you think for number 2?
Line.
Because of the what?
The days.
Yeah. It's increasing as time goes by, so we're going to do a line graph. So we know on the front we're going to do what? Bar graph. All right, these 4 we're all going to do together, and then you're going to do something similar on your own like this, okay? All right, for a bar graph, we need what? To draw what first? X and Y axis. Go ahead and draw that. Yes, give me 1 second. And if you want rulers, I do have them if you're really picky, and they're up there in that bottom drawer. Okay, what is going to be, or what do you want to be, our y-axis? So this section.
The, number.
Number sold? Okay, so you'll need to write that on your y-axis. Number sold. Then what needs to be our x-axis?
Brand.
Brands. What do y'all want to put for Adidas?
A.
Just A. New Balance, we could put NB. What about Nike?
And
Reebok,
R.
and other. I'm just going to put other for mine. You don't have to write it out. Alright, what's the smallest number of tennis shoes sold?
Yeah.
Do y'all want to start with 0,
5.
5, and go up by what?
5.
Okay, that's fine. So we need to go all the way up to what? 35. And make sure you label these so people will know, because if not, they'll think these are just what? Ones if we don't put anything. Alright, do bar graphs, do I want them touching?
No.
No. So when you draw Adidas at 25, make sure it's just above the A. It's not touching NB. Go ahead and do that on your own. And could I have done this horizontally?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. You can do a bar graph either way.
You did that. Left.
All right, any questions about bar graph? That's probably the easiest one. Does anybody need more time? Okay. All right, flip it over when you're done. All right, line graph. What do we need? What do we need first? X and Y axis, right? All right, what do you think? Line graph's kind of funny. We don't want it to be horizontally. So what do you think needs to be our x-axis right here?
The humidity. The day.
The days. Good. Humidity level needs to be over here. I'll give y'all a second to draw that. Okay, the days obviously go from 1 to 7. Remember with line graphs, we want to start the first day on the origin, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't look funny. So I'm going to draw the 1 really close to the origin at 0, 0. Then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, the humidity level. What's the smallest one?
51.
51. And what's the largest?
72.
Alright, so would y'all like to go by 5s again? And we can start with 50?
Go back.
Go by 10s?
Yeah, this is too.
That'd be too spread out, I think.
Let's just do 5 and then start at 50.
Alright, so start at 50. So, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. You can draw yours a little more spread out. I should have. Alright, and you can go ahead and draw yours. Make sure the 1, you need to draw that dot on the y-axis. So at 1 at 51, it should be right here. On the y-axis.
Look,
Make sure when you connect your line graph that you connect the middle of each circle to the middle of each circle. We don't want any curves in there. And that's about how yours should look when you get done. Alright, any questions about that one? Who's taken the ACT recently? Nobody?
We reach like after the last.
Like in the past year, nobody's taken the
Oh,
ACT?
no, that's you.
Okay, wasn't there a lot of graphs on science?
Yeah.
Good, so this will help y'all with that. So you don't have to draw them, right? Just answering questions about them?
Yes,
Okay.
to analyze. Is that hard? Like, is the test hard?
Alright, next one, y'all's favorite, pie graph. Now this one they've already done the percentages for you, so it'll be a lot easier. Is everybody done with the line graph? Alright, go ahead and make your circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, again, these are already in percentages. So from here, all we have to do is what?
Multiply by 100.
360, good. After you turn these into what? Decimals. Good, so for nitrogen, we would do point what? Times. And I want you to give me to the nearest degree. So tell me what that's going to be.
Is that 0.77?
Yes. Anybody? What'd y'all get? Good. 277 degrees. The next one you'd have to do 0.21 times 360.
75.6.
So that'd be 76 degrees, round to the nearest degree. And then this one would be 0.02. And it'd be what percent? 7%. Tyler, do you have these notes? Okay, we can go ahead and do that. Alright. Any questions about how we got the degrees? See something.
Is it gonna be wrong if you don't make that number a decimal?
Yes. This would give you like 2,777 degrees if you didn't put it as a decimal, I think. Because look, if you didn't, it'd be 77 times 360. Yeah, it'd give you 27,720 degrees, which we know is definitely not correct. Alright, and all of these should add up to what if you've done it correctly? And it does. Alright, for 277, that's close to what degrees that we could draw?
180.
360. Or it's
Okay, let's think about this, and I'm going to draw this circle over here. This is 90, right?
Yeah.
This is,
180.
this is,
360.
what's 180 plus 90?
Oh, 270.
Okay, so this is 270, and I'll draw it again. This whole portion would be 270 degrees. Everybody see that? 3/4 would be 270. So that's really close to 277, just a little bit more. So go ahead and draw your center point. And instead of drawing it straight down, just draw it a little bit more. For 277. 7% is like super, super tiny, right? So that would be easy to draw. I'll go ahead and draw this here. So 7%, and then this looks like it'd be around 76, a little bit less than 90. Alright, when we label these, what will we put in this circle?
77.
Nitrogen, and what else? Good, that's correct, Austin. 77%. And this would be oxygen at 21%. And then this one's so small we can't put it inside, so I'm going to draw an arrow and put other 2%. Any questions about that part? Okay. Everybody good with pie graphs? Yes? Okay. Last one, histogram. I think this is probably the one y'all struggle with the most, even more than circle. With a histogram, you got to do what first before you even start graphing?
Group them.
Put them in groups. Okay? Let's look at the smallest surface area. That's going to be what?
Australia.
Alright, so I'm going to put SM. That's the smallest. What's the largest? So, 44. So we're going from 7 million to 44 million.
That's a lot different.
It is a lot different. So what could we go by from 7 to 44? You want to do tens?
Yeah.
Okay. What would we start with?
7.
Let's not start with 7.
Right.
We can start what?
5.
5. That'd be a good one. So let's do from 5, and I'm not going to write out all the zeros. That just stands for millions, so I'll put in millions up here. 5 to right below what?
10.
I thought we were going to go by
Right below 15.
tens, right? Y'all said tens? So below what? 15. Then we could go what for the next group?
15 right below 25.
Very good. Next.
25 right below 35.
Good. And I'll go ahead and write the other ones out, and you do that as well. Where could we stop at?
35 right below 44.
Yes, sorry. I don't know why I drew an extra.
I almost did it.
And you could go by 5s on this, like when you do it on your own. It wouldn't be wrong to go by 5s. You just have a lot more numbers. But you could do that. Alright, now to break them up into groups. Where would 15 million go?
In the 5.
1, 2, 3, or 4?
2. 1. Alright, yeah, 1.
Oh, no, 2.
Good. Because this is right below 15. So it's right up to like 14 million, right?
I had it right the first time.
We can mark that one off. Alright, this 14,200,000.
1.
This one?
4.
This one? Next.
1.
Next. And last one. Good. Alright, now for the graph. We have to have an X and Y axis. Or first of all, any questions about how we grouped them off? Like where to put them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you just look at this first number. And like if this one 15, it's in between 15 and 25 because this says less than 15. So this is really 5 to 14. 15 to 24, 25 to 34, and 35 to 44. So 14 would be in between these two numbers, 44 in between these two numbers, and so on. Alright, so when I draw my X and Y axis, mine's a little crooked, sorry. Alright, what's going to go on the bottom?
The
The
number.
5 for less than 15.
That's
Okay.
the continent.
You tell me?
It's the continent.
Are you sure?
No, it's them numbers in millions.
Yes, these numbers. Our intervals, that's what we made up. What's the first one going to be? 5. And really, we don't have to put 5 to 15 for the interval. We could just put all of these numbers plus the 45. And let me show you. So we could put 5, 15, 25, 35, 45.
Why am I put 34?
Okay, and then we need to put down here what this is. So this is surface area in millions. What would we put on this side?
Connor.
Number of continents, right?
Oh,
Aren't these the number of continents in each group?
Yes.
So number of continents. Continents. And then we'd only need to go up to what?
4.
4, because there's only, the most is 3 in each group. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So from 5 to 15, there's how many?
3,
3.
and we make all of them touch.
Yes, histograms need to touch. The next one's 3 as well, correct? Alright, what do we do about 0?
Don't forget that one.
Put nothing. Good, you skip it. The next one will be 1. Alright, any questions